Today we're going to be preparing a provolone risotto. I love risotto. Let's start. I'm going to start with caramelized tomatoes. So we need a little bit of butter. Don't worry about ingredients. You can find them at the end of the segment. There. We've got really, really pretty cherry tomatoes. They go in here. Some garlic. I've decided to crush it, but if you want to leave it whole, that's fine too. A little bit of salt. A little bit of pepper. You cook this 3 or 4 minutes, and you finish it in the oven. Preheated oven, 300 degrees. Now we're ready for our provolone risotto. Let me walk you through this. Some fat, we have a little bit of butter. Nice warm pan. I've got some chopped onions here. Just a little bit of salt. It'll help remove all the water from the onions. It's a nice little tip. About 5 minutes here. And you don't want to burn anything, you just want to soften them. Today we're using arborio. That goes in here. Another tip, you have to make sure that before you add broth or any liquid, your kernels are coated with fat. We need some acidity. I'm going to use about a half a cup. And when I want, a little bit more too. Half a cup of white wine. You want to make sure you let this evaporate before you add any broth. And we're cooking a risotto medium heat. Gentle, gentle, medium heat. Another important tip, you have to make sure whatever broth you're using is always gently simmering. If your broth is cold, it'll interrupt and cut your cooking time. You don't want that. So warm broth, and it's by evaporation. So as soon as one ladle is evaporated, then you can go add another addition. That's really important. Before I do that, I'll add some herbs. I've got some aromatics, a bay leaf, some thyme, and I'm going to start with my broth. And you need patience here. We're looking at anywhere between 15 and 20 minutes. Real risotto should be eaten al dente like pasta. Another little bit. We're about ready to finish the risotto. It's about 15 minutes. About 5 minutes before the end of cooking time, we're going to add our vegetables. We've got some broccoli. I'll need a little bit more broth here. These are going to cook about 4 minutes. This is ready. The broccoli is ready. We're using today some Canadian provolone. It's just a really, really nice melting cheese. And you need cheese to finish a traditional risotto, whether it's Parmesan, mozzarella, provolone. Today I'm using Canadian provolone. It's a soft cheese that melts really beautifully. It's a good idea to not just your grater, but the piece of cheese too, into the freezer, half an hour maybe. And when it's nice and cold, you'll be able to get really nice shavings. That goes in here. This, I would say, is the most important step. You want to melt your cheese really well, and I like using this cheese because it melts really, really well, and it's buttery and it's nice and creamy. Now, this is the other important step. You need to let a good risotto rest. Put the cover on, you turn off the heat, and you let it rest 2 minutes before you actually serve it. There you have it, a nice risotto with provolone. You've got all the vegetables, broccoli. It's ready to eat. Enjoy.